Welcome back to another episode of Security Minutes. I'm here with Carl. How are you, Carl?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, Carl, this is a big one. Another big one. Adversarial AI risks. As generative AI becomes more prevalent, how can organizations protect themselves?
It's a really tough question that a lot of executives are trying to figure out the answer to. I think there's a level of technology that can help, but there's also a focus on educating our employees because they often are the weakest link. You can have the best set of security appliances on the planet, the best security posture, but it only takes one person to click on that malicious link and it can initiate a compromise. In the new world of AI, we're seeing a lot of the adversaries using the AI technology to create new forms of compromise, and deepfakes is actually one example of that. The very well documented example earlier this year in February of that financial analyst in Hong Kong who had the video conference with his CFO.
Gave away a lot of money.
Gave away a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a classic example, but you start thinking about how could technology have helped in that particular example. So, for example, on the Cisco side, we can actually verify an incoming call from a trusted endpoint. So, in that particular case, that might have helped in that situation, letting the analyst know that the call coming in was not actually from the CFO.
Yeah.
But I think also there's a recognition from a lot of organizations that there has to be some continued education for the employees, because especially in organizations where you have thousands or tens of thousands, again, it only takes one.
Yeah.
Attack is easy. Defense is super, super hard. The adversary just got to find one chink in the armor to be able to get through that line of defense and get inside the network. And oftentimes, employees are that weakest link. And organizations have to basically step up their game in making sure their employees are across these new forms of compromise and basically raise awareness. There's certainly a lot that we can do, as I said, on the technology front to better help and protect employees, but there's also that focus on the human factor that needs to be considered in this fight.
And mitigation is so important, right? And this is actually a topic that's quite near and dear to my heart because I think about, there was a time when I would get an email, a phishing email, and I could tell it was a phishing email just based on the fact that it had some misspelled words or wasn't written in the type of English that I'm used to seeing. But now with these, generative AI solutions, it's all about how you ask it the question.
Right.
You can create a really believable email that's telling people to click on this link to change a password.
Yes.
It is not that difficult for me to go out and generate a deep fake of anybody at this point. So education is so important. Verification verification is so important now.
It is. Those things I think are going to be paramount, and they have to be introduced into, I guess, general education on an ongoing basis. It's not just a one and done. I think with the evolution and the rapid pace of this technology and the way in which these compromises are being created by these very smart adversaries, there has to be that focus on the human factor. I keep on coming back to that because I think from the technology standpoint, if you look across the spectrum of the solutions that Cisco is bringing to market, I think we've got a very good complement of AI-based technologies that can help protect against those AI-initiated forms of compromise. But that human factor, which kind of sits just outside or in parallel to the tech, that's the area that I think a lot of the adversaries are starting to target because that is the weakest link. You get past that, you just, as I said, one person out of 10,000 in the organization, you're in.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for our next episode where we're going to talk about the future of AI and cybersecurity.